Namaste, my name is Sierra Jade, and thank you for tuning into Conscious Current Yoga. Today we're just going to do a short 15-minute pelvic floor relaxation and strengthening techniques. So just a few things. Blocks are optional. We just want to have something that we can either pat our knees with or support our glutes with, just to elevate the hips a little bit. And we'll start off in seated butterfly. So this is a great position to prop a bolster or a blanket or pillow underneath. And we'll take the soles of the feet together. And we're going to start with taking the left hand and just placing it over the heart space, and taking the right hand and just placing it over the belly. Allow the eyes to start to close. And bringing in that diaphragmatic breath. So this is a great way to actively relax the muscles in the pelvic floor by inhaling, filling the belly from the very bottom bellows all the way deep down into the hip space. Fill the lungs all the way up, and then very intentionally and actively exhaling, emptying the upper part of the chest and then emptying the bottom part of the body. And we have the left hand on the heart space, the right hand on the belly, so that as we inhale, we can actively feel the air entering the lower abdomen, filling up the chest. Exhale, emptying the chest, emptying the abdomen. Allow the eyes to close, and for just this moment, while you're focusing on your breath, allow everything else to sort of dissipate. Giving yourself this space, taking time out of your day for yourself. We're going to be here for about 2 more minutes. And it helps to visualize the air moving down into the pelvic region, into the hips. Maybe past the hips all the way down the legs, into the toes. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. So once again, the diaphragmatic breath is really good for relaxing the pelvic floor muscles. If you have an overactive pelvic floor. It may look like pain when you're laying on your side from misalignment, pain during intercourse, difficulty with just relaxing in general because everything is bubbling up. This is where we have all of our Shakti energy, and it's really a powerhouse for either a hormonal balance or a hormonal imbalance. And a lot of the times, if you have trouble sleeping at night, if you have trouble with digestion, many times it does stem from a pelvic floor dysfunction. And also a big part of the pelvic floor dysfunction is a lack of circulation, a lack of that good blood flow. So getting that air consciously deep down into that lower region of the body really helps ignite the digestive system and also gets that blood flow going. So that's just something that you can do every day for that. Another thing is we're going to go ahead and make our way onto our hands and knees, and we do cats and cows all the time. And just patting your knees with a knee pad or blanket if needed. And just taking a few cats and cows as you inhale, arching the spine, looking up towards the ceiling. And exhale, rounding the spine, bringing the chin towards the chest. And then we're going to go ahead and let the knees veer out, and we want the feet to come in a little bit more. And just shifting back and forth, side to side. And you can intermittently take a child's pose from here if that feels good in the body. And we're just rocking the hips, the pelvic floor, just back and forth. And maybe in a circular motion. In one direction and then the other. And this is a great shape to take to not only relax, but simultaneously to stimulate the pelvic floor. So it really depends a lot on the breath, because if we're moving nice and slow like this and we're focusing on deep, slow, long inhales and exhales, it's going to promote that nervous system to sort of kick into the parasympathetic state. Gently making your way back to tabletop position. Now, just for the sake of being in this position, something that we can do to stimulate the nervous system and also build that strength in the pelvic floor is to take bird dog. So kicking the right foot out, and you do this on the left hand side as well, and then also letting that left arm extend out. And you can hold here and just focusing on the balance. So a key component is guiding that hip bone when it wants to veer out, down. That's going to help with realigning the hips And it also helps us to engage all those pelvic floor muscles. But it's low intensity, right? I'm using a little bit of my core. I'm doing a little Kegel, but I'm not overwhelming the pelvic floor, but I'm giving it the right amount of gentle exercise and stimulation. And you can even take the knee in if that feels good in the body, and then kick it out. And you would do that same thing on the opposite side. Once again, really just focusing on that alignment with the hips, guiding it down. Maybe we focus on the balance a little bit. But this is a really great posture to take, because you're getting your arms exercised, you're getting that back muscle exercise. There's so much going on here. And then maybe we take the knee in and then kick it out, take it in again, and then making your way all the way onto your back. This is another strengthening posture that you can take for the pelvic floor, would be the bridge pose. So once again, these are also postures that you can take in a relaxed state. Backing your heels up nice and close to the glutes. Let the palms rest face down towards the mat. Feel yourself push through the heels and lift the hips. And then lower the hips. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. We can drop the knees from side to side. If you wanted to really work on strengthening the pelvic floor, we can let one leg go up at a time and take it into that bridge pose. And you can do sets with the leg up and then down. You can bring the hips up and hold it. Just what we're trying to do is incorporate the diaphragmic breath with these movements. So focusing on still getting that air deep down into the body. And then of course, bringing the soles of the feet together while you're lying flat. Now, if you're prenatal, this might be uncomfortable, or you could perhaps prop your back up and then take butterfly pose lying flat on your back. This is one of the best ways to relax the pelvic floor. Now, if this is inaccessible or just does not feel good in the body, a way to ease into it is to let one leg go long at a time. And then you would keep time however long you stay in this pose. And then you'd let the opposite leg come out. And then finally, when you go into your resting posture, wanting to put the bolster on one side of you, and then we have our hips stacked, and I'm going to rest my leg over the bolster or the pillow at a 90-degree angle. That way my knee is in alignment with my hip, and my knee is also in alignment with my ankle. And then also feeling the spine. Oftentimes we cave the shoulders in and the head in. We want to try to pull the shoulders back, pull the head back, so we've got that nice straight spine. And this may feel uncomfortable at first, for the first several days, up to a week, while you're actively working to realign everything. But eventually the body will sit a lot a lot smoother, and there'll be a little bit more there'll be less pain in the pelvic region. And yeah, those are basically just a few ways that you can support the pelvic floor a little bit more and also strengthen it and work towards relaxing it so that you're not in this state of consistent discomfort, because this whole area can affect the intestines, your ability to digest food, your ability to have bowel movements. It's just and it's oftentimes overlooked in men and in women, and it can cause a lot of pain throughout pregnancy and also as you're getting your period. So just really wanting to, and it's that midline between what keeps the upper body stable and the lower body functional. So really focusing on this as your powerhouse, it needing that strength and that stimulation, and it also needing that attention for it to be able to wind down and relax and stop, knowing when to release the right amount of hormones at what time, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for tuning into Conscious Current Yoga. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. It really helps the channel. I appreciate it so much. Until next time.